I've got a bunch of new makeup and I can't wait to give it a try with you. This is the final look. Keep watching and I'll show you how I got it. I'm going to start with the Westman Atelier. This is the Vital Skin Foundation Stick. Honestly, I feel like, I don't know when this brand came out. I feel like I've just been seeing it over the last year or so here on YouTube. I know Lisa J has done some of this. It is a very heavy, substantial feeling product. If you get Curology, it feels like that same packaging. It's kind of a matte, heavy plastic. I have the shade Atelier X.25. I tend to be light medium with neutral undertones. And here is what this looks like. I am a little afraid this looks so dark, and honestly, I don't know how I ended up with this shade. You can't get this at your local Sephora, at least nothing here in the Seattle area. And so I had to buy it online, which is always risky, but I honestly do not know how I ended up with this shade. It does say to go ahead and apply with your fingers. Let's give it a try. Oh, gosh, that's so, so dark. Well, I am impressed with how much I can sheer it out. And I did self-tan last night, and what I use on my face never gets quite as dark as my body, right? Don't you hate that? So this might be good for those times when that happens. All right, so I have it on this side, but not on this side. I think just from the shading alone, you can tell that. It is supposed to give medium coverage. I'm not really feeling like it's covering up any of kind of the sunspots I've got on my face. Let's give the other side a try. There's the first go at it, and the description does say to do it over moisturized skin. It doesn't say that you should prime, and says to use your fingers, or if you really want, use their brush. I feel like it's gone on quite nicely with fingers. I don't really know that I am getting medium coverage out of this. It feels like light to maybe light medium coverage. I do have a brush, so let's try to build it up a little bit, and we'll use the brush and see how that goes. I still want a little more coverage on my nose. It gives a natural finish. It's not overly matte and not overly dewy. Hi, it's Kris from the future jumping back here into the past because I blew it. I forgot. I have some under eye products that I really meant to try, so what I have done is wiped off that bit of foundation from underneath my eyes, and I moisturized, and I put the Good Molecules non-silicone primer down there. I have the Becca Smashbox Under Eye Concealer. This is not a product I've ever tried, but it's all over YouTube. It's a cult classic. Clearly, it was a big enough Becca product for Smashbox to keep it. So it is an under eye moisturizer and color corrector. This is what the shade medium looks like. I'm going to retroactively give this a try. I am liking how this is feeling. It feels very moisturizing, and it seems to have a little bit of luminosity, so a little brightening down there, which is nice. You know, I think even this on its own makes a fabulous product, first impression. I do have this new concealer from Huda Beauty, Full Filter Luminous Matte. How do you have a luminous matte? I am trying the shade Sugar Biscuit 3.5N. Oh, that's gorgeous packaging. That's a frosted, heavy plastic container. Very pretty. It's got a large doe foot, and I do not want to go under my eyes with that much product, so I'm going to just get hopefully a little bit here on my finger and try it under my eye. That looks pretty good. I like that. I'm curious, I've got this big zit by the side of my mouth here. It has been hanging out there for way too long. Let's see how it does covering that. I feel like this is why I don't normally try to cover up zits with concealer, because while it certainly covered it over, I feel like it just kind of, in terms of texture, accentuated it. I don't think there is any way of winning covering up zits. I'm gonna do something really radical. I'm just gonna use my finger in this by Terry Hyaluronic powder. Okay, back to the rest of the makeup. I feel like bronzer might be superfluous at this point, but let's go ahead and try the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I have this in the shade Tan Lines, and I'm going to use it for contouring and bronzing. That's pretty subtle over this dark foundation. It blends really nicely. I have also picked up all of the new e.l.f. Putty Blushes. I'll do all of those in an upcoming video, but today I'm going to use the shade Tahiti. It's got the same packaging as the Putty Bronzer. That is a very pretty shade. It's a really nice coral, you know, pinky peachy color. I have the e.l.f. Putty Primer Applicator. I really like this brush for all the cream products, especially bronzers and blushes. I think I may have just blended out most of that color. Oops. It certainly applies really nicely with fingers. You don't need the brush. You may be thinking, I have already done my brows, but no, I tint my brows, and normally I give it a few more days between the day I tint and when I shoot, just in case I overshoot the tinting. They're a little darker than usual today, but nonetheless, it is because I have tinted my brows. And if you're interested in seeing how I do that, leave me a comment down below. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel today. When you buy something online, you don't always know what kind of scale you're looking at. And so when these Kaja eyeshadows showed up, I was, really surprised at how teeny tiny they are. This is the number 17 Mauve Bouquet. This is the new trio. And this is how these work. It's kind of like a little bento box thing. And so they all snap together. Here are the shades in this trio. And I gotta say, those shimmers are very shimmery. Actually, it looks like they've got sparkles in them. Let's give it a try. That darkest shade blends out very nicely, but I feel like I blended it out a little too much. And now I'm just going to take a blending brush and buff out that upper edge to sort of wash it out a little bit. Flat shader brush to do my lower lash line. I have the MAC Kohl Eyeliner that came in the Nordstrom sale set from MAC. This is kind of a bronzy brown. I'm going to tightline with that. The reason I tightline is because of my hooded lids, there really isn't a lot of lid space that shows when my eyes are open, and if I use it as eyeliner above my upper lashes, that's all you can see. You can't see any of the eyeshadow. And that is a nice brown. It's kind of a medium tone, so it's not quite as harsh as a charcoal gray or a black would be, but it does give more definition to my upper lash line. I'm gonna go ahead and set everything. This is the Patrick Starrr One Size Translucent Powder. I have some travel coming up, so I was really hoping that I absolutely love this little thing from Kaja, because wouldn't this be great for traveling? So small, takes up no space. I had to go hunting for new mascara, but not too far because that MAC offering from the Nordstrom sale had mascara in it. This is MAC's In Extreme Mascara. It is one of those wands with really teeny tiny short bristles that I'm guessing are all silicone. I feel like it gives me good length. It's not a thickening mascara. It did just coat my lashes, but I feel like it gives me good length. Because those bristles are so short, it doesn't actually carry a lot of product. There is one coat of this mascara and I definitely need another. So I'm headed off to Wisconsin, and pre-pandemic, this is something we do every year, in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, is the world's largest air show. And we go almost every single year. We have missed the last two because of the pandemic, and so it is going to be so good to be back. I will say, after getting a second coat of this mascara on, I am really liking it. 2 coats gave me the thickness I was looking for, and it gives me amazing length. For lips, I have this product from ColourPop. You know, like a month or so ago, they came out with the Winnie the Pooh stuff. I love Winnie the Pooh. My kids and I love Disneyland, and going back and doing the Pooh ride, that's always a really special highlight for us. So, of course, I had to get the whole Winnie the Pooh line. This shade is called Wildflower Honey. You can see, even though it looks pretty dark in the tube, it is very sheer on the lips. It's kind of a peachy apricot shade, which I thought would be a nice antithesis to the pink and purple going on in my eyes. I have the By Terry Hyaluronic Pressed Powder that I'm going to use to finish today. First impression on all this new makeup. I am actually really liking that Westman Atelier foundation stick. And you know, the shade isn't too bad. Yeah, it was kind of scary dark when I put it on, but it blends out nicely. Gosh, it makes me wish that they had it in person for trying on. That's something, you know, when we can go try it on in person, that's a lot easier to tell than when we're just buying it online. I feel like e.l.f. has really been stepping up their game, and these putty blushes and the bronzers seem really nice. I am looking forward to doing a video on all the blushes, all the shades. Leave me a comment down below if you'd like to see that. The MAC mascara is nice. I'm gonna see how it wears, and we'll see where it fits in my mascara wardrobe. I'm also curious to see how the Huda Beauty concealer wears, if it's really great one way or really horrible the other. I will leave a pinned comment down below. The ColourPop gloss is a nice, thick, a little sticky gloss. I think though, if I were gonna wear this makeup out, I think it's good travel, right? All the products didn't have to count as liquids, were pretty small. I think I would go with a lipstick and a little bit more bold lip, because this ended up being a very neutral kind of watercolor soft look. If you liked this mini haul, get ready with me, Sephora, Nordstrom, Target, you're probably also really gonna like this Sephora haul video, or I have so many foundation reviews. I've got them in a huge playlist. You might enjoy that as well.